The quest to touch the clouds is a quest of a fool. But it seems like lately, doing things that doesn't yield money is foolish. Or at least, that's what everyone else thinks. Who can blame them? If we live in a world where time is money, who is willing to spend it trying to touch clouds? It doesn't make sense. Well, unfortunately, out of 8 billion people, I'm one of the few that's crazy enough to take on the fool's quest. And I know just the place. Pupunta tayo sa Mount Monju. Lahat tayo for I don't know how long. So, I'm leaving the dorm now. And hopefully get there on time para di masyadong maliit. Baboon. And we're gonna film the whole thing.
If I thought that it would change your mind, but I know that this time I have said too much, been too unkind.
In the foolishness of it all, I plan to answer at least a few questions. Why do the clouds need to change? Why is touching it a fool's quest? And can I ever become a cloud? However, getting answers to questions are usually demanding. So we have to pay the price. And the price for wisdom is always and always is ignorance. On my way to the clouds, I let go of my ignorance. And little by little, my eyes open for the things that otherwise would be overlooked. The stillness of the road, the rhythm of the trees, the texture of architecture around me, and many more. But this wasn't enough to get answers. There's another thing. Patience. There are millions of other people asking dumb questions like I am, so waiting in line is usually part of the process. Only this time, I have to wait for a bus for an hour because I missed my train stop. So, we have to wait for a very long time before we get to the bus, cause kinda got off the wrong station and then went back to the right station, but the bus wasn't there anymore, so I'd have to wait a few more whiles. Patience. They say it is a virtue, but only if you're being patient about the right thing. But I'm foolish enough to hope that this is the right thing.
I'm on my second guess, or maybe my second best. What do I have to do to know that I'm getting through? I don't have much to say, just hoping you'd come my way. What do I have to do?
Hope. Something I hold on dear to during this quest. Hope that something will come out of this. Hope that all the energy and time I spend will not be for nothing. But almost every time, hoping delivers disappointment.
Baby, I won't slow down and I won't say when. Tell me why I'll be coming round again. I'm ready to go again.
third cost of seeking answers: persistence.
Okay, so apparently guys, there are bears here. There's a fence there that keep bears away. But I might see a bear inside. So I don't know if I'm still going.
It's my first time to go to a mountain or to hike a mountain that is potentially inhabited by bears. I was afraid, man. I didn't want to be bear meat. You must be stubborn enough to continue despite your fears. Then I was already there.
All I have to do is make some noise while I'm hiking, so the bears know there's a hiker around, according to the internet. So I think we're still going though. It's a really pretty mountain, and it's okay. Let's go. Ma, kung nakita mo to at di ako nakabalik, sorry ma.
You know I need a little bit to get away for a holiday, so I can see the sun, 'cause in the sun they say it's fun if you get some. Well, I could take a train or a boat or an aeroplane, or I could steal a car, 'cause in a car you can go far. Just depends what kind of car you are.
Wow, that is a good spot. Let's set up our camera there. Whew! Medyo minute na guys.
Finally, the first answer comes. Why do the clouds need to change? In the seeming permanence of the sky, the clouds move. They transform. They show us that beauty does not have one form. In all of history, the clouds never formed the exact same way. It doesn't mean that they are any less beautiful though. It's quite the contrary. The pattern they make are immaculate because they only exist once. Why is touching the clouds a fool's quest? Because even if he gets close enough to touch it, he never actually can. It's hollow. But in this quest, the fool reaches an epiphany. The cloud is himself, an ever-changing entity that is shaped where the wind takes him, and not by stillness. Thus, the journey is not vain, for it leads him to the realization that the path he takes changes him. He becomes all the beautiful things he can be, but never the exact same version twice. So yes, to answer my question, I can be the cloud. In fact, I already am. I was just too still and too afraid for change to happen. But once I paid the price, letting go of ignorance, having patience and persistence, I turned to something unrecognizable, even to myself. So in the end, I finished the fool's quest. But I did not return a fool. I returned as a cloud, an element of the sky that is always at the exact place where it is supposed to be.